April 5th, 2023. Again, just so you don't have to, here it is. Don P right here, working on today, the brakes. We're gonna be redoing, taking off this wheel right now. We're gonna be remounting new Brembo brake pads. This truck came supercharged and also with Brembo brakes on it. So that Brembo brake upgrade is about a $3,800 upgrade for the system. And the pads are kind of tough to get because you can't line up the part number just off of the regular VIN like you could most vehicles. Most vehicles, you can call your auto parts dealer, you can call O'Reilly's, call your nearest O'Reilly shop, AutoZone, and then go ahead and tell them, hey, this is my VIN number. Once they have the VIN number in place, they can just order the exact part that you need for the vehicle. But because these are specialty brakes, Brembos, what has to happen is I have to pull this whole thing off and get the part number. Once I get the part number off of the actual pads, the caliper will have a part number. A lot of times you can cross-reference that as well. But once I get it off of the actual pad, I'll know exactly what it is. Then I'll jot it down, and from now on out, I'll have that part number ready to roll. So that's what it is. Don Peasy, Las Vegas, Nevada. Just trying to get with my boys, man. Everything is good. Everything is gravy out here. We just want to keep sliding and whipping and rolling around like we do. All right, man. Take it easy. All right, one more. Y'all throw the L underneath that motherfucker, you know what it is. Over here, just trying to go through it to get to it. Which one? There we go. All right, so we're gonna break these loose. As you can see there, that one's loose. That one there. All right. That one there. Just like that. That's all you do. You strand on the side of the road with the wife and the kids. Gotta pull over, gotta fix your shit. Don't get hit by the car behind you. Make sure you put your hazards on, hit them hazards. First thing, pull way over to the side of the road. You wanna be way over on the side. You want no one to hit you, you know what I mean? You want no one to hit them kids. Doesn't matter. They don't see you. They just see the car in front of them, you know what I mean? They just see that it's over. So if they're half asleep, they're just following that car, you know what happens next. That's what it is. I leave the vehicle down on the ground, so that while it's on the ground, okay, the tire won't rotate. That way what you're doing is not putting any tension on the transmission. You're not putting any tension on any of the drive shafts. What you're actually doing is letting the ground hold the friction on the ground there for the tire, so this doesn't spin while you're cranking on the nuts here. And once you're done cranking on the nuts, then you get all of these loose. Everything comes off, but you do want to jack it up first once you're done with that. So we got the jack around the other side now ready to go. I'm gonna crawl up underneath now and jack it up. Let me show you what I'm doing. Just slide that jack in there, good. Okay, so now I'll take this, I'll show you real quick. This is the jack setup. So then I'm just using a drill bit that I got here, and I'll pop this up real quick. Just take me a second here. Get that out of the way, all right? Now I'm gonna pop the wheel up. See, if I would have done it first, the wheel would have spun while it was up. If it spins, you're not using the ground to do your work for you. You know, the important thing here is use the ground to do the work for you. Then guess what? You got less work to do. There it is. Just broke free. I'll come back around here. Set y'all back up right there. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna come right back in one more time. And carpet over. We'll fight in the shade. All my boys out there know the deal. Hold. 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 And when it's time, we'll get them. this. That's how easy it is right there. And you'll never be stranded again. Never have to depend on somebody else. Never have to wait for the freeway truck to come on out and get you. Never have to wait on anything. Become completely self-sufficient. I don't care how many chains you got on. I don't care how many diamonds you got. You can't save your family on the side of the road. You know, hey, you really might not be worth that much pimping. So it takes a little bit of work, a little bit of sacrifice, breathe, you know what I mean? Focus, takes energy, takes thought, just like anything else, like writing rhymes, just like going to school and doing your homework. But the key important part here is stay focused on your task. Your agenda is to get this tire off, put the other one on if you're doing a flat repair. My agenda today is a little bit different. I'm getting into these Brembo brakes. Brembo, same thing Lamborghinis come with. The Brembo setup. My kids say, so what, Dad? Does that mean that our truck is part Lamborghini? So we have a little bull out at our gas station. I say, well, we better name the bull Lambert just to remind him what's coming next. And that's it. Save all your lug nuts, put them in one location. See this? They're all together here. So I know exactly where they are. And that's it. Just like that. Wheels off. I don't care how much money I got. I don't care how many millions and billions and trillions I got. If you can't do that, take some time and work on yourself. It's what it takes. Putting in the work. Whether it's on top, whether it's down below, you gotta get this work done. Save your family. And there they are, right there, the Brembo brake set. I'm changing out the Brembo brake set. What I do is I just pop these clips out here with a pair of pliers, try not to lose them, set them right where I know they're at. Similar to that. And you can push the pin out either way, whichever side you're gonna try and push it out of. Usually, it comes out the back on these ones. What you do is you just push that forward a little bit. That's a brake caliper. Remove the 2 pins. As you can see, not as easy as I thought it was going to be. What's important though is that we learn from that. We take this, what I'll do is I'll clean it up a little bit, WD-40 it, and then try to pull the pins out. There might be an easier way too by removing the clip first. I'm going to look into it, check my ASI certified manual, ASE certified. And then pull this out here, clean it up a little bit, freshen everything, and then put it back together. And then the new pads will be in. We'll also take these rotors down here and have them turn. It went through on the front ones about 4 years back, but if you look on this side here, on the inside, the path went all the way down metal to metal. And so normally you cannot turn these anywhere in Las Vegas. It's very hard to get drilled rotors or slot rotors turned. However, Mr. Brake is the one location over on Jones and Desert Inn on the corner there, and it's a very nice setup. See that? Take a look. Still good. Just needs to be turned. So that's what we're gonna go do next. Thank you very much. Have a great day. And remember, southwest corner, Jones and Desert Inn. That's Desert Inn. And there they are. We got them successfully removed. The pin, this piece that clips in the top was keeping tension tight on the two pins. So what ended up occurring was it was hard to pull the pin out due to the friction it was causing. So once I pushed this down a little and alleviated some of that pressure, the pin slid right out of its location. So there's one pin there, and this was the second pin that was over in this location here. And they came out just like that, and I put the cotter keys back on the pins so I didn't lose them. And then I wanted to make sure and get my part number for this clip. Let me just get this part number real quick. Oh yeah, won't forget that one. Most important part.
I just stepped outside when everything was going right.
Ooh, that's good tea. That's ginger tea right there. I can tell that's ginger. These herbs are delicious.
This was not your dream, but you always believed in me. Another winter day has come and gone away. It ain't Paris or Rome, and I wanna go home. Let me go home.
Las Vegas, baby. All removed. Caliper is off. Both sides.
It goes electric wavy when I
now, if you were going to replace the hub and the wheel speed assembly, it would be inside of this location here. And there's 3 bolts back here. The pyramid. Once you remove those 3 bolts, the whole hub should come out through the front there. It's actually on the other side of this rivet. See this riveted bolt that's in here that's pressed in? If you remove those nuts back here on the back side of that riveted bolt, that'll release the whole hub assembly. So we're not going to go into that today. What we're going to just focus on here is replacing these. The Brembo brakes. The Brembo brakes. I'm going to clean them up a little bit, get some brake cleaner on them, and then replace the pads, and then also turn the rotors. So that's what it is. You're watching Paul Lemus, Nevada Southern Realty.
How you doing, Las Vegas? How you doing, Universe? That's what it is over here. All my boys out there. All we doing, okay? Roll it around to a beat. Thank y'all, Californians, coming out here this way to Las Vegas. You're coming out in droves. It's amazing. Thank you so much for supporting our city. We appreciate y'all. You need to get off of that water line over there. Because if these oceans rise like they've already started to do now, you gotta go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Las Vegas, Armagosa Valley. Take that highway. Take that 127 through Bacon. Come into the 373 highway. You'll find Armagosa Valley. Right on the state line right there is a huge mountain range. where the state line is. It's called the Sierra Nevada Mountain Range. Right when you get inside the Sierra Nevada Mountain Range, you're right located on one of the largest aquifers this side of the United States of America. And it's still untapped, brother. Come on out, see what we got. We got water, we got farmers, we got land, you live, you build your family, do what you want, righteously. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm sitting here with my little friend buzzing around, and what I'm going to be doing today is going ahead and taking this little buzz. Hopefully I don't get stung. It wouldn't be the first time. And slapping these rotors on today. This is after the freshly been turned. As you can see here, these drilled rotors. It's hard to get them turned in Las Vegas. A lot of shops won't do them. There is one place, Mr. Brake, like I was saying, over on Desert Inn and Sahara. And what he does is actually Jones and Desert Inn. I'm sorry about that. Jones and Desert Inn. He goes ahead and puts them right on the lathe. He's got really expensive, nice discs and music. He cleans them up just like that. That's an old rotor that went all the way down. Would have been a $700 brake job if I done it somewhere else. Way out here. Cost me $25 per side. No slap right back on it like that. Yo, you see that way? Yep, even you can do it. Even you can do it at home. Even you can do it. All you need to do is slap that on like that. And then the very next thing you'll be doing is these bolts here. And you're going to put them on this way. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Once you get them started, you always want to hand start them. If you cross-thread one, then you're going to have to pull the whole stud out and re-stud it. And that'll take a little bit of work. So it's best to just kind of hand start them, then grab your tool and crank them on in as soon as you're done with that. So this is what we're going to be doing here today. Just tightening these up real quick for you. Showing you how you can go ahead and do some of this work yourself. You know what I mean? Why spend $700 on something that you can do for $25? Some of these particular ones here were cut off because they don't fit behind the they won't fit behind the rim that I have without these spacers in there. So each one of these has to be put on real carefully to get it right. You know what I mean? So that one's good. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. A couple of them kind of, I don't know if they're cross-threading or what, but they don't seem to want to go quite as easy as they should. There they go. That's it went now. What I should do is take the grinder, maybe, you know, clean up the bezel right around the edge of that thread to really get it right. But we'll get them here. We'll just kind of feather it on real easy. Don't force anything, because last thing you want to do is be changing out that whole stud. You know what I mean? You want to keep it as easy as, see if it stops like that, back it off. Check it again. Try to get it just right. Once you get it just right on there, you'll kind of know it'll thread on a little, and then it should go a little easier. Let's see. Yeah, that one's a little, it's trying to cross thread a little. So the last thing I want to do is cross thread it. Yeah, that one I may have to take the grinder, clean it up a little bit first. May just not go right without grinding it first a little bit to get it just perfect. Pick up on there. It just doesn't want to keep going. Let's see. That one gets it or not. pull this one back off here and try a different nut on there and see what that does for it. Let me see if this will go. Let's see if that'll go. That one's kind of going easier. Let's see how that does there. And let's see what this one does here. That one goes there. Good. Good. And I'm just gonna go like that. Hand tighten them all up on there to where this piece is firm and in place. And I've got an impact gun, but I'm just out here kind of doing it by hand right now with you. The air compressor is over there behind me, and I don't want to really have to go unmap all those tools right now, stretch them out across the yard over here when I'm just trying to get these up off the ground. Last thing I want to do is get these things damaged right before they go back on, and might as well put them back on here. Grandfather Fernando Lemus always taught me, you know, when you're done, put the bolts back. Then you don't end up looking for them or trying to figure out where they went or what happened to your bolts. They're right where they need to be, right where they've been the whole time. See that? And it's going on. It's a little bit tight there. I don't see any shavings or anything, so what I'll do is I'll grab my main ratchet and then I'll simplify things a little bit there. Turn that straight, and just like that, we can get that rotor on, and then we'll start with the brake pads, and then we'll wrap that up, put the wheels back on it, and be back on the road. But that's about it. 25 bucks instead of 700. So it looks like. And that's a new one right there. That's gonna go on the other side. Okay, and here we are, just reassembling now the brakes. I'm actually using the wrench here to hold back and put pressure on the two pistons from the caliper. And then just like this, we're gonna take on the top after we've cleaned and reorganized and freshened up the brake cables and also the brake caliper cylinders and casing. And now we're going to go ahead and drop this if it fits. It might be a little tight right now. We'll see. It's a little tight. So what I'll need to do is create just a little more space. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna come here, but I don't wanna put too much pressure on these pistons. I don't wanna break something. Last thing I wanna do is break it. I just wanna put some tension, tight, and let them float down all the way to the base. Once they get down real low, I didn't have that tool, but this is a quick installation set of Brembos. So you're able to just drop the pads right in the back here. See, oops, almost the wrong way. See, make sure you want the side there, which has the old asbestos side right there towards it. And bingo, you're in. As soon as you've got those in, the next thing you'll be doing is replacing the pins. You want to make sure you get your clips in there, your little tension clippies. So start to get those pins in a little, work those in. And as we're working on that here, we'll get the tensioners here. Tensioner will go right there in the middle, and then that'll just go right in there, just like that. See, and then when you put your pin in, if you put the hole upright right here, then your pin clip will just kind of fall right into place. See, this other pad's just a little too low. So it's not really lining up with the hole properly. So we just kind of get some play in it there. And as you can see, kind of wants to go in there. I don't really want to hit my caliper casing right there. Be real cautious on my caps here. Real cautious. And there, it's one side in. And you take the cotter key here, and then you install the cotter key just like that, right in through the top. I like to make sure it's all the way up in there good and sealed up. And then see that tensional
be pushed down on this tension plate by the other pin. Once the other pin's installed, then those new brake pads are in, complete, and done. So thank you very much for watching. It's been a great day here working on these brakes with you. And again, made it to the top. Just like that, one piece at a time. One piece at a time. All new brakes all the way around. Rotors have been turned. Calipers are all cleaned up. New pads are installed. And these, by the way, are Brembo brakes, but with Hawk pads. Hawk makes the pads for the replacements now that Brembo's not around. See, it's real important you don't forget that step that I said, and make sure that that little hole right there is upright. See that hole right there? You want it to be upright. So when your pin clip is set right here, tiny bit more here, just need to get it in there. There it goes, right in place to hold those in place tight. And then again, one more time, cotter key, so you can see it's open on that side with a little opening on the top, straight arm there. You're just gonna put the straight arm through the hole and then press the cotter key in. That's it. Brakes again. 2022 Cadillac Escalade, all-wheel drive.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. Off from my city, off from my home. We're flying up no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off of it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop. And under the lights when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move, well, you already know. So just imagine. Nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel good, good creeping up on you. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on. All those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance. And ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing. I can't stop the feeling. So just dance, dance, dance. So just dance, 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 come on. Ooh, it's something magical. It's in the air, it's in my blood, it's rushing on. I don't need no reason, don't need control.
Hey, it's your amigo, the Vigo. What I'm talking about today is the city of Las Vegas.